Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. I hope you guys are all doing really well. Thank you for joining me for another Planty video. Today I figured it would be fun to kind of go through and give an updated tour and talk about my thoughts on my Ikea greenhouse cabinet. I have now had it for I think around 9 months. And I haven't done a video on it in a while, so I thought we would just check out how all of the plants are doing. Spoiler alert, they're all doing really well. My Ikea greenhouse cabinet is honestly one of my favorite things, and I think I'm gonna have a couple more upcoming videos on it because I do have a project in mind. But yes, for now I'm going to be showing you how all of my, it's mostly Hoya and philodendron in there, are doing. So if that sounds up your alley, just keep on watching. But first I'm going to give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor. So today's video sponsor is Glasses USA. This is not the first time that Glasses USA has been on my channel. I love them so much. Whenever you see me wearing glasses, they are almost always from Glasses USA. They have a huge selection on their website. They have over 6,000 different styles of frames, and they have awesome prices. They offer up to 70% off retail prices. So there's definitely something on there for everyone, especially if you're on a budget. You can actually get a full set of glasses, frames, and lenses starting at $30. And of course, they offer options for prescription if you wear prescription glasses, and they can also do blue light blocking. So I'm actually going to show you a few new pairs that I have received over the past couple of months. I will have all of the names of the frames on the screen, and everything, all the information for Glasses USA will of course be linked down below in the description box. So these are the first ones. Of course, I'm wearing them right now. I love them so much. I'm really into these like darker, more bold frames, especially going into the fall. I just think that they're such a cool look. I have another pair really similar to this from Glasses USA, so I had to pick up this one just because I love the other ones so much. But yeah, these are definitely like a go-to staple for me. Next is this pair. This one is really different from anything that I already have, which is awesome. I feel like they're very smart with the kind of like half rim situation going on here. Also, for a lot of their glasses, they offer different color tones and different metals, so I tend to go for the silvery. I wear a lot of silver jewelry, so yeah. Next, I have this kind of trendier pair. This is a really geometric shape. They're trendy, but also kind of understated because of how thin the wire is, so... And then last but not least, I have a more fun pair. The shape is kind of similar to the first pair that I showed. I love this kind of like oversized classic. To me, it's a classic, this type of shape. They're almost like a holographic kind of vibe because they shift between purple and blue. So I thought that that was really fun. All right, guys, that is all the glasses that I had to show you. Let me know what you think of them down below, and let's hop into the greenhouse. Okay, so this is an overview of what my cabinet currently looks like. I just closed my blinds so that it wouldn't be too backlit for us here. The first thing that I'm actually going to do before we go in here is turn off the fans. Now, if you haven't seen my other IKEA greenhouse cabinet videos, I'll actually make them into a playlist and I will link that. But if you haven't seen it, I actually have the lights and the fans on timers, and it's Bluetooth to my phone, so I can control everything and set everything from an app on my phone. So I'm just gonna pop onto my phone and turn the fans off for us. Okay, so let's turn, my thumb will reach, let's turn both. Oop, okay. Oh, could hear it turn off. And this one. Okay, so now both of the fans are off. And I used to run the fans 24/7, but my cabinet was drying out so fast, especially during the heat wave. So I've actually switched it to the fans turning off at sunset and then turning on at sunrise. So you can see here, it's like automatically calculated the sunset time. So it says at 8:39 p.m. the fans are going to turn off, so then they stay off for the night. And my grow lights are set to turn on at 8 a.m. and turn off at 6 p.m. So they run for 10 hours. Okay, so let's go inside, take a peek. So I've now had this cabinet for around 9 months, I believe. Some of the weather stripping has come off just in small spots. I think it was probably a piece that was right there. It's kind of weird to cut around these screws and whatnot. I know I've seen a lot of people use like the foam weather stripping and say that that's better, so maybe I would try that next time if I ever did another cabinet, which I might do one day, but not anytime soon because I actually have upcoming plans for this cabinet, which I will talk about later. But let's just take a look at the plants in here and see how everybody is doing. Okay, sorry, I forgot to put my camera on my little handheld tripod, so hopefully it's a little bit more stable now. But yeah, everybody in here has been growing so much, which is what inspired me to make another one of these update videos. So let's just start at the top and check everyone out. So the first one we have here is my little Hoya Compacta varigata, which is the slowest growing plant that I have ever owned. It's doing fine though. It's put out a couple of new leaves, and yeah, it basically looks, you know, the same as it has for the last couple of years. But he seems to be doing fine in here. Next, you guys, this plant has grown so fast for me. I can't even believe it, and I've actually taken a couple cuttings from this. I find that with Hoya, when you chop them, they tend to just explode. So yeah, I moved this to the cabinet a couple months ago, and then I chopped it, and I think both of those things just encouraged a lot of new growth. So this is my Hoya Kaliana UT152, I believe, and this is from Plant Haven, Toronto. And okay, so these are the leaves that it had before I put it in the cabinet, if you can see the size, and then look at the leaves it's giving me after I put it in the cabinet. All of these big ones are new growth. Yeah, it's so insane, and it has this piece that trails down. You can see that there's new leaves. This camera doesn't want to focus, but there, you can see that there's new leaves on either vine coming in. It is so cool. I'm just so impressed with how much this one has grown. It's doing amazing. This is the one that I said feels like a cracker. It's very crackery. Okay. Next is my Monstera dubia. If you have seen, I mentioned this in one of my favorites videos, maybe like June favorites, and I just could not believe that this thing had started shingling on here, because it was basically just this weird part before, like these tiny leaves that were just kind of, it had unattached and it was just like growing weird, but now it's put all of these larger leaves out. There's a new one coming in there, and new growth coming in behind that as well. And it's also started growing along this vine here. This one isn't attached to anything, but it's just growing. So I just let that one hang out. And I think it might even have new growth around on the other side as well. Let's try to turn it. Yeah, there's that vine right there. Or maybe that's the same vine. Oh no, it's underneath. There's like another vine underneath, I think. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that there's 3 vines on this. It's hard for me to tell looking at it right now, and I don't want to disturb it too much. But yeah, these leaves, I can't even believe. This is just incredible. I'm so excited about it. Oh, and I guess while we're here by the hygrometer, I will discuss the humidity in this cabinet and the temperature, I suppose. So it's actually a really cool day here compared to what it's been lately. This cabinet has been around 30 degrees Celsius the past couple of weeks. Today you can see it's 24.6, so that's not bad, but it's been like cooking in here, and the humidity fluctuates anywhere between 70 to 90%. It depends where I am in the watering cycle. If I've just watered, then it will be a lot more humid in here, obviously. There's more moisture. Oh, there's the resident spider that lives in here. See, I'm okay with this one. It's small and I know where it is, and it's protecting my plants. Anyways, he lives in my Syngonium albo here. This is a new leaf that was just unfurling on this guy. Look at how pretty that is. It's still a little folded. You can see it's got new growth coming already too. This thing, once these take off, they just grow like weeds. Look at this incredible leaf. I recently posted this one on Instagram, actually. It's so pretty. Yeah, this plant is just beautiful. I kind of want to repot it into plastic. It tends to get really wilty when I am delayed in my watering. So yeah, but that's fine. And then you can see in the back here, look at this, you guys, my pride and joy, my beautiful alocasia dragon scale, and it is putting out a new leaf there. How incredible. I'm so happy with that. This thing is just, it's been a dream. It's ever since I put it in the cabinet, it's just been so easy to take care of, and it's been giving me these massive leaves. You can see it has 4 of these really beautiful leaves, and it's giving me a 5th right there, so that's amazing. And then in front of that is my Philodendron Gloriosum. This is my smaller one that was gifted to me by a friend. It really needs to be repotted. You can see it's crawling right out of that little, it's in a little tiny, tiny pot. This thing has just done so well for me. The leaves are so gorgeous. Like, oh my goodness, I'm just obsessed. Look at this one. Look at how pink it is. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but it's so pink and beautiful. I love it so much. So I am on the hunt for a oval pot so that I can pot this guy up and have it not just like climbing out of the edge like that right away. But yeah, I need to go to a plant shop and look for one. Right here is my Hoya sigillatus. I recently potted this up into pond. This is actually part of an upcoming video where I'm testing out these self-watering pots. So I just potted it up not even a week ago, so I don't really have much to say about it yet, but keep your eyes out for that video. And then in the back here, I have a Scindapsus, oh gosh, what is this? Something Splash, Scindapsus, Silver Splash, which is a really pretty Scindapsus actually. I think I might actually sell this. I'm not really sure. It's just not, I don't know. I said in one of my recent videos that Scindapsus aren't really my favorite because they tend to just shoot out runners, and I don't really know how I feel about them, but a lot of people commented that that's because they're shingling plants, and we tend to grow them as trailing. So maybe I'll try shingling one someday, but this one just isn't like, I mean, these types of leaves I'm obsessed with, but the leaves that it has been putting out are more like that, just small and not as silver. So I don't know, I'm still debating what I'm going to do with that guy, but beautiful plant regardless. And then, okay, yeah, so this is a good example of the leaves it's putting out. It looks really cool. It's really like kind of pixely or like paint strokey looking. But again, it's just like, it just tends to put out these really small leaves, and I don't know. I'm going to try to move it out of the way a little bit here. Everything is so crowded on my top shelf. I need to organize it a little bit. If I could get that Scindapsus out, it would really free up a lot of room. Okay, and then over here is my Hoya obovata. Look at how pretty it is. I'm such a big fan of this Hoya. This one is actually giving me 2 new leaves right now. So these are both new coming in. I don't think that they're fully grown yet. They're just so pretty. Sometimes they come in looking so weird and wonky, but then they kind of like look normal in the end. So we'll see what those look like. But yeah, this one is looking a little strange. I think that this one looked really weird when it was coming in though, and it looks pretty normal. So we'll see. And then right here is one of my recent obsessions, and that is Philodendron campospartuanum. This is a philodendron that I don't really see all that often. I am seeing a couple of people talk about them now, but they're just so pretty. Look at the color of that leaf. It's like a dark purple. These leaves range anywhere from like greeny with a purpley sheen to this like orangey, reddy. They're just really unique. And then the shape when they're mature is a lot different. They get like lobes, and yeah, they're really beautiful. So yeah, that one is just chilling there. I recently up-potted it as well. And then right here is another Hoya that I recently chopped, and it has been putting out new growth like crazy. It is my Hoya Elmery. That's what this is, right? Right. Oh no, Hoya Gloriana. I knew that. This is my Hoya Gloriana, and I chopped it here, and it branched out, and it's giving me 2 new offshoots. And then it also put out a little offshoot from the bottom, so it's doing really well, very cute. Another like small leafed Hoya similar to Hoya Bella. And then we are moving down. I've noticed that Hoya do really well in this cabinet, so I tend to put a lot of my Hoya in here. So this is the second shelf here. It's not as full as the top shelf. We will start over here. This is my Hoya Bella. Ooh, I need to water. It's getting a little crisp. So this is my Hoya Bella Albo Marginata that I hauled recently. Look at those two new little cute leaves on the end. Yeah, I love Hoya Bella. I love this guy. I'm so happy that I have this little cutting. This is a Hoya that truly brings me a lot of joy, so I'm really happy to have it. It's been drying out so fast though. Look at those roots. It's rooting. Yeah, I need to water that after this. And then beside that is my Hoya Fungi, which I grew from a wet stick. This is one of the first plants that I actually grew from a wet stick, and I was so shocked. But yeah, as you can see, he has 4 leaves, 2 tiny ones. Those are the first ones that came in when he was in an enclosed little sphagnum moss box. And then it's recently put out these 2 larger leaves since I moved it to the cabinet. I just water this when unfortunately, I usually don't get to it until it's completely bone dry. So yeah, that's the only downfall of sphagnum moss, is that I just always fall behind on watering them. But honestly, this plant has been so tough, and it's doing completely fine. And then up here, there is my beautiful Hoya Mauna Loa. I can give a little update on how it is doing here. This is pretty much like all new growth on this side since I got this thing. I got this like not even a month ago, I don't think. And it's just been doing so well. Look at how beautiful that is. Hoya Compacta is one of my favorite plants in general, so I was so excited to be able to get this version of the variegated one. As you saw above, I have the Albo Marginata, but I was told that this one is a lot more easygoing and grows faster, and I've definitely experienced that so far, even though I haven't had it for very long. It's just been putting out leaves like crazy. I've got it in this clear pot. It already looks like it's getting some algae. Fun times. But yeah, doing really, really well in here. And then beside that gal is my Hoya Serpens, which you guys know was a major wish list Hoya for me. I've been looking for this thing for honestly like a couple of years, and I recently got it. It is still rooting up in sphagnum moss. Look at how cute it is. Oh, I just love it so much. Yeah, I can see that it has some, ooh, the roots are getting even better by the day. Look at those. They look like pasta. Yeah, so this one's just rooting in sphagnum, and probably not too much longer before I can pot it up. It's loving the greenhouse cabinet. I don't think I've seen any, oh, I think there is new growth, you guys. Oh, do you see that tiny little new growth right there? Oh. There is new growth in there, you guys. I hope you can see that. I can't really point to it. My hands are all tied up, but yeah, I was going to say I was going to wait until there's new growth before I pot it up, but it looks like there is new growth, so probably in the next couple of weeks I can pot that guy up. And then beside that is one of my recent favorite Hoya, which is the Hoya, oh my goodness, Kaliana varigata. This Hoya has some of the prettiest variegation I've ever seen on a plant. It's so unique. I was put onto this by my friend Erica, and she was like, you will not regret getting it. Like, it's so pretty, and she was totally right. This thing is just absolutely beautiful, and it's actually put out several new leaves since I got it as well. I think 3 new leaves, so it's doing really well. You can see it has really good roots here as well, so yeah, love that one. And then down here on the lower part is my Hoya Mathilde. Look at how beautiful she is. She's living her best life. This is one of my easiest Hoya. She's on this snake trellis. We put her on there together on a Plant Chores vlog video, actually, if you guys remember that. So yeah, she is constantly putting out new growth. She's been putting out some really big leaves for me as well. Look at this one. It's so round. It's just so bizarre. It's like almost perfectly circle. I don't usually see them like that, but yeah, beautiful. She has tons of peduncles, but she has not bloomed for me this year, so maybe next year. But yeah, doing really well there. And then right here is my Hoya Finlaysonii, and this one has actually given me 2 new leaves, or is it 2 or 3? I think 2 new leaves, at least 2 new leaves. It kind of looks like there's 3 new ones, but I know that this one is new and this one is new. I can feel they're both like really soft and floppy. The other ones are firm. But yes, this thing had done nothing for me since the winter, so I decided to move it to the cabinet because the cabinet is just like magic for Hoya, for everything actually. Yeah, here we are with these 2 new leaves. They look a little weird, so I'm not sure what the end result is going to look like. They just look different than the other ones they have. I don't know if this is like sun stressing on them or what, but either way, I love them. They're so just like bizarre and Jurassic looking. I'm a huge fan. So yeah, doing really well there. And then over here is my beautiful Gloriosum. This is my larger one down here. And look at the newest leaf that it has put out, you guys. It's so huge. This is the biggest Gloriosum leaf I've had thus far. This one is really pink too. I don't know if you can tell, but oh, it's just so beautiful. It has not hardened yet, so it's still like a lighter green and really like soft and delicate feeling. But yes, it's just so beautiful. This one has pretty much grown to the end of the pot as well. I really need to find some oval pots. That's going to be something that I probably will do this week. But yeah, doing really well. I did lose, I think, 2 leaves on this, but now it's given me this beautiful big one, so that's fine. And then over here, another one that has just been growing like crazy, which I'm sure you guys have seen recently because I feel like I've been talking about it nonstop. That is my Alocasia Micheliciana right here. And yeah, I'm just obsessed with this leaf. This is the biggest one it's put out, and it's like, when this plant was small, it wasn't really velvety, but this, you can even see the sheen. It's getting velvety and gorgeous, and I'm just so happy and excited about it. This is why it's so fulfilling getting plants when they're just juvenile. Watching them grow is just so fun, and this one is just growing like a weed now and doing really well. Look at all of the leaves it has. So many leaves. There's a new little one coming in down there. It has like a new growth point that it's put out back there, so yeah, that's really cool. I repotted this in a video recently as well. I can't remember if it was on YouTube or on Patreon though, but it's in a new pot there. And then down here, this is the last one in the cabinet, and it is my Hoya, is this Quinervia, I believe? And it's given me these 2 beautiful new leaves since being transferred into the cabinet a couple months ago. And yeah, I just can't get over how shiny, like this Hoya is so shiny and beautiful when the leaves are new, and then they kind of turn into this like matter version. You can see down here some of the older leaves, they're more matte. Look at that veining. The sun stressing on these older ones is really beautiful too. But yeah. Oh, and here's another, I guess it's given me 3 new leaves. Look at this shiny one back here as well. Yeah, I think it put out this one right when I moved it into the cabinet, and then it recently put out these 2 here, so that's really cool, and it continues to grow. But yeah, really happy with that. Really happy with this whole setup and how all of my plants are doing actually. My Ikea greenhouse cabinet is definitely one of my favorite things in my whole, like, in the whole realm of houseplant things. It was such a fun project, and I'm just so happy with how beautifully it displays my plants and how well it maintains my plants, the humidity and the lights and the fans and everything. It just works together so beautifully, and it was totally worth it for me to purchase this and put this project together. I do have a whole video of me setting it up as well. I think that was in November. So yeah, I'm still absolutely loving this cabinet, and I do have some fun upcoming plans for the fall. I think I may be doing some painting in here and just spicing things up a little bit, so I'll definitely be filming that. But yeah, the options are really just like endless of what you can do with these cabinets. I'm already itching to get another one, but I think I'm just gonna hold off for now. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed my update and enjoyed seeing all of my plants. They're all doing so well. It makes me so happy to see them thriving in here. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I would love to chat with you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. And thank you again to Glasses USA for sponsoring this video. I will have everything linked below if you are interested in checking out some glasses. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.